It's About Time features dynamic women that will share the pivotal moments that changed their lives forever. From hilariously funny to gut-wrenchingly painful, from outlandish to acts of incredible bravery, each story will take you on an emotional journey. These are the moments that inspired us, captivated our minds, energized our souls, and motivated us to realize that this is our time. I'm Kelly Lamb, and I invite you to join us as we uncover the life-altering events that shaped who we are and fueled our pursuit of purpose. Let's celebrate the women, their resilience, strength, and the unique journeys that defines us as human beings. Hi, Anne-Marie. Thank you so much for being here at the Lavilo Inn, which was kind of cool. When you came in, you actually got to meet the person, being that you're a designer. She designed the building, so it's kind of fun for you too.
So cute here. Thank you for having me.
It's amazing. I'm just so glad that you're sharing your story with us. Finding out what your story is about is incredible. Could you just introduce yourself, where you're from, and what it is that you do and that inspires you each day?
Sure, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
Anne-Marie Boedges. I am the owner of Anne-Marie Design Studio. So I'm from a small little town in Illinois, but I live in Wildwood, Missouri now. And I've lived in St. Louis area for just over 20 years now. And I've been doing interior design since the early 2000s. And I've owned my company for about 11 years now, and a half. And I just thank you. I design kitchens, bathrooms, whole houses, anything inside. But it's not just the decorating aspects, it's renovating the whole thing. So I'm really reconstructing the space, and then we have installed every single job that we've designed. So we have employees that work for us that are carpenters and do our installations for us. The whole package.
That's an incredible talent. I'm thinking the people from the small towns are the ones that are so talented, because I've heard over and over, I'm just from a small little town, like they must really breed well.
We work hard.
Yeah, is that what it is? We work hard.
Yeah.
I find that talent that you have, that like you talked about, to reconstruct, to actually take something from nothing and turn it into something else. I mean, that is such a talent to be able to do that, to be able to see that.
I've always thought that way about it as well. My family was in the building industry, so my uncles mainly they were home builders. You know, if one person says, I built my home, they really did back there, I guess, in their hometown. So watching them be able to do that, I always just thought was fascinating. And
so were you one of those that didn't have a Barbie house? You just built your own Barbie house?
Oh yeah, my mom and my sister built the Barbie house that I got to play in, actually. So yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So you really had a Barbie house built for you?
Yeah.
See, I had to take books and I put them in little bitty places to make, and those were my rooms, and I'd make up my own Barbie house out of using books. I must have been a poor child. My parents never got me a Barbie house.
Yeah, I never had a real one either. But we had
one.
The one, it was too small for Barbies to fit, but we still played with it just as so, because it was custom made.
So your story, do you have a name for your story? And I don't have everyone's chapter in yet.
Sure. So I am still working on the name, actually. It's such a deep story for me, and I feel like it's a really strong story about a lot of things that have been impactful in my life, and I'm still just tweaking the name. So I'll release that soon, but I don't quite have that perfect yet.
It's got to come within the heart there, right?
Yeah, it's deep in there still.
Well, tell me, what inspired you to share this particular story, which I'm sure can be difficult, and It's About Time?
Sure. So it's a very hard part of my life that I don't talk about. I talk about more giggly about it than anything, because it's the person that I'm talking about all the time. So my brother, it's about my brother. I lost him in 2020 to COVID. And
so sorry.
He was very close with me in the first place, just very, very close relationship growing up. We have 6 kids in our family. I'm the youngest, he's in the middle. But it wasn't just that, he also was the main lead carpenter at my company. Mm-hmm. So we always had this big dream that we were going to have this big company together one day, and a TV show maybe one day, and we'd do like this old house with a modern version. He'd install, I'd design. And so our dreams were sort of coming true, right? We had this company that we were like, I was designing everything, and he was literally crafting it all together. And just had the most devastating 2020, like a lot of the world did. Mm-hmm. And we unfortunately, unexpectedly, lost him to COVID that year.
He's only in his 40s?
Yeah, 46.
Too young.
2 boys and his wife. And it was really hard. I mean, I've never had to go through that close of grief before. And it's still a, a little bubble in your throat that you just swallow back. But I feel like what had to transpire for me to keep going in my life was the most important part that I don't really talk about that. I just do.
Mm-hmm.
And really getting a chance to sit and reflect on that was really, it was wonderful for me actually to
I'm
be able
sure
to
he's
do that.
doing it with you still.
I know. I
He's
feel him
right
around.
there. Yeah,
I
feel that. Let me ask you, was there a moment while you're writing your chapter, which I'm sure, that you not only you felt emotional, I'm sure, as you're still working on it right now and it's coming into fruition, you felt emotional, empowered, or even hesitant
Oh yeah.
to tell your story. Did you have those moments, and
definitely.
how did you keep moving forward?
Well, a lot of hesitation actually through it because I never knew. I know the story that happened to me from him passing and what he brought to me before he passed, and what I guess I always feel so blessed with my company that I own and my family, and we're all really tight in general. But I knew I had to talk about things that would bring sadness up.
Sure.
And it's not fun to relive the sadness part of it. It's fun to relive the happiness part of him. And I just felt like if I didn't talk about it, it's therapy for me to talk about it. I think I've been holding it in a lot.
And I was just going to ask you that. I've heard some of the authors mention that it's really been they didn't realize more about themselves
Yes.
when they're writing this and putting it out, onto paper, so in the computer, whatever, old school, just writing out the pen.
I'm old school.
But you said you really you didn't take the time to really mourn or grieve.
I didn't.
Kept pushing forward, which a lot of times we do that for many different reasons, I guess. Is writing the story allowing you to kind of go a little bit deeper with it and maybe feel
it just
what you
felt
haven't allowed?
It felt like it was an appropriate time. It's been 5 years. It'll be 5 years this September. And just to be able to reflect on it differently, because it was always just in the thick of it. And now I feel like there's a moment to reflect. And it's still thick, to be honest. It's still there. But everything about him is so big in my life and always has been so big, from his kids to his wife to what he does. He's a carpenter by trade. His very best friend, he had me bring him on to work with us in our company. He still does. And he was a really, really big mentor for me through all of this. And just what my company did to be this rock for this foundation for our Amory Design Studio while I lost this massive part of it. I just felt like talking about it would be intentional in a way that I'm sure other people have gone through this before, right? Companies, a human in this world we can't be here forever.
No.
So, and we all got jobs.
We're never ready.
No,
we're never doesn't matter how old that person is, you're never ready to let go of someone that you love, and you just have to cherish those moments and keep those in your heart and keep going. But there's times that it comes up, and it's sad because we try to hold it back or hide it or whatever and stay strong, but you really do need to feel it. And I'm glad that you're able to talk about it, share with others, because there are many of us, all of us out there, who have lost someone, dear to us. And in all honesty, not everyone has someone I know recently just said, this was the first time I ever, I know people pass, and I've had people in school or wherever through life, but I'm not someone that was right there, close to me, my person, my family, whatever it might be. And so it's a very different perspective when it's right there in the heart of your life. And then to talk about, especially when it doesn't make sense either, because even though when someone gets older and passes and we know what's going to happen, we're not ready when someone young, you only spend so much time with is gone. It's very difficult. So I appreciate you sharing, your story. How did this pivotal moment change you? Not just in that season, but actually the long haul going forward.
Yeah.
How did your pivotal moment change?
So I'm not even sure if my brain knew what was happening, because I just turned into this go take care of people, take care of everyone around you, family, family, family. Let's keep doing things together. I just scheduled things. I just filled everything with as much things as I could.
Yeah.
And I think that what I realized more than anything that I didn't even realize was happening at the moment was I want to get as much out of this life as I can. Absolutely as much as I can. And I have really big dreams for myself, for my family, for me as a business owner and a thought leader in the industry. I still love interior design. I still love the idea of carpentry and what we can make out of this. So I didn't realize what I was doing, but I signed up for a marathon. I ran 4 half marathons after that. I coach cross country. I coach track. I now teach at Maryville University.
Oh my
on
gosh.
Fox 2 every other Tuesday on a Studio STL show. And then I started saying yes to being on a radio show as well on the Big 550. And now I host the radio show on the Big 550 and going my second year, almost done with my second year, I think. So all of a sudden, I just started saying yes to everything that came open to me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave me a lot of perspective on, if I want to do something big in my life, I have to do something big in my life. You can't make change without doing things that are different. So I just kept doing, and I still enjoy.
And to be able to do, you've obviously built a great team around you to be able to do that, so that you can dip into these extracurricular activities that you're enjoying and saying yes to. You also can rely on a good team.
Which that's a huge point, was I have always had a hard time asking for help, and I had to ask for help. I think actually that's maybe bigger than any of this, is that I learned how to ask for help and to accept the help. I needed it. At that moment in my life, I couldn't function properly. So I just went into the helper mode. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I needed someone to help me. And everyone and their mother jumped in to help me. It was wonderful. And then I just kept growing on that mentality. Not that
once you get that help, you just want more. I just don't want to do anything. Just let everyone do everything for me.
Yeah.
I'll say yes, and so-and-so will do it for me.
Yeah. It really does turn into a team mentality. It's not just me. Me doesn't do enough of anything. I think that's where I got stuck before, is I still like to do a lot of things, but I thought I had to do it all myself with no help, and don't put any burden on anyone else. And it's not a burden. It's actually fun to do it as a team.
Yeah.
And so that's been wonderful. My whole team at Anne Marie Design Studio, my family, my husband, my children, all of them. It's just been such a great growth and journey for me to see now. Gosh, 5 years ago, what I've all done in the last 5 years, it's incredible. I can't believe I've done
incredible.
all the things
I mean, I got tired there for a second, because you said, well, I thought, boy, I can't feel sorry for myself anymore. You do way more. Well, thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being an author, and it's about time. I'm excited to read your story, and to find out what you're going to call it. So you'll all be the first to know when you decide what that is. But I look forward to sharing that. Anne Marie, thank you so much for spending some time with us and coming up and sitting in this beautiful inn here to tell your story. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.